There are 5 things that you need to make sure you do in your business to make 2023 your best year ever and beyond. And let me tell you, they are actually really easy to do. Welcome to More Than Therapy. I am Kanae Corder, National Certified Counselor specializing in financial therapy for healers. And I want to share these 5 things with you, but I also want you to tell me, how did your year end? What did you do at the end of the year? I'm going to make a whole nother video and tell you about my year end. It was amazing. From Thailand to France to Portugal to birthday celebrations to seeing family to all kinds of things. Anyway, whole nother video. Make sure you watch it. How did your year end? Put it in the comments. And while you're thinking about your year end, I want you to also be thinking about what you want your 2023 to be about. And you probably have already been thinking about that. But how are you going to get there? You're not going to get there doing the same thing you've been doing. You can't repeat that pattern. You got to do something different. Now, if you're who I think you are, you have a service-based business, you have burnout. 2022 was a, kind of get back on your feet year. 2020 might have been a little difficult. 2021 ramping up. 2022 feeling good, but you want more. Am I right? Yes. So you as a service-based business owner, there are a couple of things that you're going to need to do. Now, you've probably watched some of my other videos where I talk about technology and the technology you need to have in your business, marketing, and how much time and energy and money you need to put towards marketing and how tight your marketing needs to be, because marketing is everything. And operations, and how you need to streamline your operations and make it easy for you so that you can serve and heal rather than focusing on all those little intricacies of your business. And the finances, I know they can be distracting, and some of you might be saying you're not a numbers person, and the numbers might overwhelm you a bit, but the numbers are so beautiful and eventually you'll love them. But right now they probably are overwhelming. And of course, you can hire people to do some of these things, or you can use technology to do some of these things. And then there are your values, making sure that you can really live out your values, your core values, that you get to be who you want to be, that you can make money and make a difference. Wouldn't it feel wonderful to make money being yourself? Oh my gosh, that's what I do, and I love it. And I'm going to give you these 5 things first, and then I'm going to break each one down. So the 5 things that you want to make sure you do in your business to make 2023 your best year ever and beyond is to first know your challenges. Second, know your strengths. Third, set targets. Fourth, oh yeah, seek guidance. And 5, track your progress. So if you want to stop this video because you're like, oh, I know all of those already, then go ahead. But if you're thinking, wait a minute, I need to know some of those, then wait till I get to the one you need to know. Or if you need to know all of them, oh, this is going to be so good for you. But if you think you already know what I'm going to say, then you do need to stop watching this video, because these are for people who are coachable. These are for people who want to get to their next level. These things are for people who don't want to keep repeating the same thing that they've been doing, like thinking they know everything. That probably is number 4. You might want to go seek guidance. Okay, I got something for you. Let's start with number 1. And oh, this one is so good. And that is know your challenges. This is what gets in the way. We ignore our challenges, or we try to work so hard on our challenges, like trying to get them up there. Like say you're a 3 or a 4 at something and you work really hard to strengthen it and you get to a 6. That's still not that great. So you got to get really clear on what your challenges are. And the reason why you want to do that is because those are going to be some of the first things that you delegate. Also, that's where you're going to, when you seek guidance, that's where you're going to get some of that guidance. It's like, what do I need to do here? So maybe your challenge is technology. Maybe your challenge is marketing. Maybe your challenge is the finances. One of the first people we hired was our bookkeeper. The finances were off my plate early on. It was one of the first things I let go of, because I wanted to put my energy in other places in the business, and I wanted to hire somebody who had the capacity and the love for that area. So know your challenges. You can write them down, be really clear on them. And I call it the ABCs of your business. What are you amazing at? What are you basic at? And what are you crappy at? So those things that you are basic at, I say just add them into the challenges, just because the things that you are crappy at absolutely need to go in there. And then you start that list from the things you're crappy at. That's where you're going to go delegate. but I'm going to do a whole nother video on the ABCs, okay? So make sure you come back for that one. But let's go to know your strengths. This is important because if you know your strengths, you'll be able to know where you shine in the business. This is where how you're going to describe yourself if you go on a podcast, if you do a speaking engagement, if you write a bio about yourself. You want to make sure that you highlight those things that you do really well. And if you know your strengths, you can design your practice around your strengths. As a service-based business owner, a lot of the business relies on you. People are not taking a product away and then doing something with it and then coming back and buying another one. No, they're connecting and interacting with you. So find the places that you shine in the business, and then you want to double down on those. You want to make sure that in your service agreement that people see that part of the business a lot, because this is what is going to help you make a name for yourself. Got it? So there's so much more I can talk about when it comes to strengths, which I'll do a whole nother video on that. But I want you to understand that if you know your strengths, then you can be more powerful. So know your challenges, know your strengths, set targets. Oh my gosh, I love this one. So you've probably been setting goals all your life. And we set targets at Presidential Lifestyle. And the reason why we do that is because you can hone in on your target. You can aim at it. You can see it. You can visualize it, which we work a lot on visualization. And when you visualize the target early in the morning, in the afternoon, late at night, eventually you're going to line up with it. And when you align with it, when you line up with your target, it's so much easier to hit it. Now, you'll make some adjustments along the way. Some of those adjustments might be like really honing your strengths. Like if you're an 8 at your strength, but you can get to a 10, ooh, that is going to be like butter, smooth sailing. But if you see those challenges and then you get some delegation going, it's going to make those targets a lot easier to hit because the right people will be in the right seats doing the right thing. Which means you'll also get the right clients. Yeah. So when you set targets, it's really important that you find, it doesn't have to be a money target, because I know for some of us, money targets can be distracting and anxiety provoking. Maybe you, instead of saying, oh, I want to make $1 million, you say, I want to help 1,000 people. Or instead of saying that we have to hit, $100,000 a month or $5,000 a week, or whatever the number is, instead of focusing on the dollar amount, you may focus on the number of people you serve, or the number of calls you make, or the number of appointments you set, the number of speaking engagements you have, the number of speaking engagements you apply to, because you don't really control getting the speaking engagement, but you do control applying to them. You don't necessarily control getting on podcasts, but you do control submitting yourself for podcasts. And you might also have some targets set around your marketing. I really want to focus on getting my website updated. Well, figure out what needs to be done in your business and put a lot of energy in those areas. Got it? Makes sense. And set targets around them. Now, I spent a lot of time on targets because they're so important, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about them on that last one, track progress. But seek guidance. If you haven't gotten yourself a mentor or a guide or someone to hold you accountable, be part of a mastermind, some kind of group, then you're doing yourself a disservice. You can't do this alone. Why would you do this alone? You know that saying, they say it's lonely at the top. Well, the only reason it's lonely at the top is because you don't get in a mastermind or a group or find a guide or a mentor. There's somebody who's already done it, or there's someone who's doing it now, and you can connect with them so that they can make your journey easier. Wouldn't it be great to share resources with somebody? And you know so much. You know so much by now that you can share with someone else to make their journey easier. It just feels so much better when you can do this work with another group of people, even one other person. And having a guide, I have 2 mentors. One is more therapy based and the other one that's more business based. And without the 2 of them in my life, it would be a lot more trial and error and like feeling around. And I did the trial and error, and it is not fun. I don't like it at all. So what I do now is get guidance. So that is number 4, seek guidance. The last thing I'll tell you around seeking guidance is I do have a group that you can join. Now, I would say start with my masterclass. You probably have already heard about it if you've been following me for a while. If this is your first time hearing about it, well, welcome. Go ahead and join my masterclass. It is a great way for you to, one, see if you and I can work together successfully. It's a great way to learn the 5 blocks keeping service-based business owners from getting to their next level of success. It also is a great way for you to understand that you are not alone, because you'll learn that there's so many different people in this group. When I say service-based business owners, understand that I specialize in therapists and healers. So you'll see a lot of therapists and healers, but sometimes there are other service-based business owners there too. And the last thing that I would say, I always coach someone at the end of my master classes. That could be you. And I do it live and I dig deep, and I'm so intuitive. I can give you things you can walk away from that master class with a real action plan. So even though it's a free master class, it is so valuable. Your hour and a half that you're going to spend with me is going to be worth thousands and thousands of dollars of advice. So join me for that. The link is in the description of this video. And let's wrap this up with the last one, which is track progress. Yeah. So first of all, you have to have a way to track progress. And that's really what you want to make sure you're putting in place right now as the year is beginning. And maybe you're watching this video as the year is starting to progress, but get a way to track progress. Now, I use Kajabi, and Kajabi helps me to track so many different things in my business so that I know what's working and what's not working. Remember I said set your targets? Well, if you're setting your targets and you might need to adjust, you may have said, oh, we need to make this course and put some energy towards this course, and our target is to finish this course. But let's say your audience told you that that course wasn't important to them, this other thing was. Oh shoot, okay, well let's shift and put our energy there. That means we have to adjust the target. But if you weren't tracking your progress by seeing how your audience was responding, then you wouldn't know that. You'll just be going off of what you like, which sometimes what you like is not what they like. And if you're not digging deep into the numbers, you won't know that. And sometimes it's not just the numbers. Sometimes it is really just reaching out to them. You can say in your emails that you send out, reply to this email. Tell me what you learned. Tell me what you took away. Tell me what's working. Tell me what you need. And allow them to just respond to the emails and tell you what's working for them. It is so refreshing when your clients get to speak to you in their language, because then you can speak back to them in their language and you guys can connect even more. So tracking your progress is the utmost importance. And if you're not already doing it, then start in 2023. Because even though number 1, 2, 3, especially number 4, are important, number 5 is of the utmost importance. And I want to see you succeed. In fact, I want to help you succeed. So go ahead and register for the masterclass, because when you work with me in the masterclass, then you can decide if you want to work with me further in my Scale Your Private Practice and group and community. And when you do that, we get to hang out twice a week. I'll do self-esteem therapy to clear any blocks you have around technology, marketing, operations, finance, even your values. We'll clear all the blocks, even some childhood blocks if they're still there. And you'll also get to hang out with me another time during the week where we really dig deep into the business strategies and tools and tactics and resources, and you can ask questions and I'll answer them. And then you get the whole community, which you guys can connect all week long. And I usually start a conversation that's important and pertinent to your business, and then we kind of track that conversation throughout the week. And if we need to, we'll make a course about it. And this is what I'm saying, I'm also practicing what I preach. So if you tell me in the community what you need, I'll make sure it's available to you. And because you're part of the community, you're gonna have access to it. Because that's the wonderful thing about being part of our group, is that you get access to our entire library even things we haven't even created yet. So if you haven't already registered for the master class, let's do it. Let's hang out together. I do it at least once a month. Hopefully you are listening to this video when it's really close. If not, that's okay. Go ahead and register, and then I'll give you some things along the way. I'll send you a couple of emails and give you some tips and tools. And then there are a bunch of videos here and on TikTok. So there's things you can do to get ready in the meantime while you wait for the master class. I am so excited to meet you. But again, tell me, how did your year end? That's one thing you can put in the comments. And if you don't talk about that because you're not really that excited about the way your year ended, then tell me what you want for 2023. I am so interested in hearing about it. And it actually allows you to get it out